Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm playing a new game. I'm doing an experiment of starting to record only after uh, only after the game starts, and so far it's very successful, as you can see. I just recorded after the game and he immediately resigned. I guess he could sense that I wasn't recording prior to the game. So, I wouldn't end the video here. It would be a shame. My rating jumped by 10 points. And now, against all odds, we're still waiting for a new game. So, it beats the purpose of my experiment. But let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like it, then in future games, I will just do it more often. And I think it makes sense. Instead of having all of you waiting here while I talk, I simply wait on my own, just patiently. And the moment the game starts, I start the recording. You'll see 458 or 457, but it will be so much more useful for you guys. More chess instead of just hearing me talking and mumbling about some random things, wanting to reach some ratings and so on. Yeah, I'm not sure anybody learned anything yet, so stopping the video now is definitely far from ideal. But maybe we can learn how to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Yeah, we can also look at my opponent who just lost. Vejueta 34. It's really hard to read those names with all the caps. Oh, and the game started. Anonymous, as all of them. Anonymous from Italy. And ALIAS. Fidemaster ALIAS. What a nice name for an anonymous player. Let's try to punch him in the face with the Nimzo Indian, I was about to say, but he punched us back with the London. So far we're following one of the main lines. Now I believe knight d2 is the main idea. And if knight f3, I have one move. I think it was queen b6 that was possible. Extra option compared to e6. And here bishop f5 is an extra option. e6 is the classical way. Yeah, this is one of the reasons I don't like bishop f5, because now it becomes very dry. But normally speaking, e6 is fine, and I highly recommend it as an antidote. So let's have a look. e6 makes sense. Bishop b5 coming. Bishop b7. I guess we'll find out sooner or later if I'm losing. So far I've been developing quite consistently, so nothing terrible should happen. Let's go c4 and b5. It looks a bit interesting. Trying to grab space on the queen side. Seems like a typical French defense idea. b4 and then normally I don't think this bishop is on f4 so annoying. Normally the pawn is on e5 or something, but I would prefer this version. With the pawn on e3 he has much less prospects for attack. At least I would assume. So now b4 would make sense. Let's do it and see what happens next. And I'm just trying to undermine his pawn structure. I have more space. Normally in chess there is a principle, I read it once, I don't remember in which book, that if your pawn chain, this is called the pawn chain, is pointing somewhere, so in this, imagine it was a finger pointing somewhere, so they're pointing to the right, this is the area of the board where you have to play. You have to focus on. Okay, now let's go just a5. Oh, but knight dc4 is coming. Yeah, it's really annoying. I was inserting a bit of an improvisation of one famous commentator. Knight dc4 is coming. Yeah, I have no idea if it's good for... There isn't any way useful to avoid it, but I guess taking shouldn't be too bad. I normally don't like to release the tension. It's another principle. in the middle game. But it normally refers to pawn structures and not necessarily to pieces. But I like to keep the tension all the same. Okay, now let's go here. I don't like it very much, but it's still quite logical. Since I have more space on the queen side, I wouldn't mind opening the d file and starting to exchange all the pieces on the king side. This bishop is kind of locked away, so if I don't lose any of my weak pawns, I can start bringing this rook over here, and it will be very, very unpleasant for my opponent. Ideally, I would have the pawn on a5 now, so I can recapture with the pawn, because c takes b4 is a little bit annoying for my pawn structure. But otherwise, I'm very happy. And I think even after this I should be better, because bishop b4 followed by rook d8 gets me some activity. Okay, so I have a few options. I guess he wants to play rook d1 and I would like to avoid it somehow. What to do now? What to do now? What to do? Rook d1 is coming, but I can play a5 and then rook d8. I guess I shouldn't spend all my time just not deciding what to play. Yeah, rook d4 is strong. I kind of misevaluated this move. I guess I would like to take it, unfortunately. Yeah, despite fixing this pawn structure with ed. Yeah, but I mishandled my position. I guess after queen a4 I should have played more actively. Maybe taken rook d8 and just put the rook on d3 like I dreamed all along. Queen e8. Now trying to get rid of this annoying queen here and free the rook to go to c8. And if he exchanges the queens, I think the endgame has the potential to be better for black because of this bishop. Normally when the pawns in the center are the same color as the bishop, then he's considered to be the weaker one. So that being said, here it's mainly about activity, and he's doing his best to free his miserable bishop. Okay, should bring the king over somehow, but I'm not sure. Okay, it's very important to be precise in the end game. Where can I bring my king? h7 or f8? Let's bring it over here and hope for the best. Don't have much time also. Obviously king c6 is not a good idea on the next move, but I would like to get it in there somehow. Yeah, d5 is very annoying. My opponent is properly causing me a headache. I wish I had known who he was. Okay, b3. If he goes a, b, c, b, looks like a logical plan. And in case of a3, I might have c3. So looks like a logical pawn break. But now if we exchange everything, king d3, king c4 is coming very fast. Yeah, b3 wasn't the best, I assume. Now I've given him the open file. Okay, let's deal with the consequences. I don't think I should be doing that badly, despite all my terrible decisions. Still have some activity, but it's very concrete and I have almost half his time, so I'll minimize the talking for now. Let's bring the king over, but then bishop d2, rook c2. Okay, let's do it. I think it works. I think it works. Bishop a3 next. Oh, It doesn't work. Okay, I can go here. I'm not sure why I'm saying it, because you can still play moves like this one. Not sure what to do. Okay. Try to seduce his king to take my pawn here. And then move the bishop away. Not sure. Feel like I don't have a lot of hope. Okay, let's retreat. Unfortunately, this is not going to end well, the way it's looking right now. Very nice handling of the position in the end game. These tactics at the end worked very well in my opponent's favor. Yeah, I think it's time to resign. Okay, let's have a quick look at the where my position turned on me, where the game flipped from. I think up to this point black was at least slightly better. Let's have a look at the computer, at least practically. Okay, computer thinks after queen g4, king h7 it's about equal, but yeah, here as I was saying, b takes e3, rook d8, rook d3, just playing actively, and black is better. a5 was a bit toothless, as they say. Yeah, I don't think it's very not active enough. It's a bit important before you finish your development to bring the pieces into the game and not to move the pawns unless necessary. And here rook d8, yeah, and g5 would have been interesting, but it's too deep for me right now. Yeah, cd was a mistake, as I offered ed would fix his pawn structure. And now queen b7, rook c8 would have been much more logical than my choice of moves. But I was a bit afraid of a5 being hanging. But it's quite nice. I can play queen b7, and if rook c1, rook c8, queen a5, I have rook a8 back, trapping the queen. So here, queen e8. Actually, not such a bad move. For some reason, I'm still much better here, but I have to find c3. Yeah, it's a very concrete move, but also very strong. I want to take, if he takes, I want to take back with the rook probably, and then try to promote. And yeah, and if f takes e4, c takes b2 is the amazing idea. And if rook c8, bishop f8, or king h7, and the rook can't come back. So c3 would have probably won the game. Yeah. Still, g5 followed by c3. King f8 was once again not active enough. I'm still better, but f6 was the key. Just to avoid not allowing any d5 business that creates all these strong pawns. Yeah. b3 wasn't such a mistake, surprisingly. And yeah, somehow here things started to turn in my opponent's favor, but rook b2, I had bishop a3 suddenly winning the game. What's the point? If rook b1, b2 followed by rook c1. Yeah, I missed it completely. Played king c6 instead, and thinking that this tactic works in my favor, completely blundering king d3, and instead of winning with the bishop a3 move, I'm just losing this pawn in the game. And instead of entering this position here, actually this was the right call, but instead of g5, I should have taken. King takes d2, and then king c5, d6. I guess king c6 followed by f6. Yeah. It's really complicated. I'm not sure if I understand. Let's have a quick look. Like this. Yeah. Okay, bishop d2, king d2. King c5, d6, king c6, king c2, f6, f4. And now I guess g5 was the point. That's very deep. Now the opponent game should be equal. Very deep stuff. Yeah. I missed my chance. And I played a much worse move instead. As you can see here, yeah, g5 was the final mistake, and after king c2 I think my position is beyond salvation. A lot of errors in this game, but overall you guys are not the only ones who have something to learn. I'm also playing in order to improve, and this game offered me a lot of lessons, so I'm not going to complain about the outcome. I just have to be a bit more sharp in the future and notice when my opponent is threatening something, or simply be alert to immediate tactics and so on. Also, not bringing my pieces to the game was something I regret a little bit. So next games I would put more emphasis on developing my pieces and just playing active moves. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this game and learned something from it. And if you want to learn some more, then feel free to watch the next video.